Robert Kiyosaki says, don't let the fear of losing burst your excitement for winning. You know, sometimes it's challenging to take risks because you may say A took such a risk and he lost out. B did this and he lost out. And if I do it, perhaps with less experience, perhaps with less knowledge, you know, I may lose all that I have worked for. When we talk about surviving on your talents and skills, we're also going on to say that you can succeed at them. And what you succeed at, you definitely will excel. And it's time to join Dip Mohanty for yoga.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk. Namaste. Hello to everyone. I am Diptiranjan Mohanty, a trained yoga teacher from High Commission of India, Abuja, CGTNASI. Now we perform Naukasana. Nauka means boat. So the posture name is Naukasana or boat posture. Before that, we should know the contraindication. Those who are suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, sciatica, slip disc, severe back pain, they should avoid this posture. In case of pregnancy, women should avoid this posture. So, now outstretch your both legs. Straight your both legs. Now come to lying down position. Lie down on your back. Both hands side of your body, palm facing down. Both feet together. Now breathe in, raise your both leg. Raise your both hand, raise your head. Forehead and both big toe parallel to each other. Feet should be 50 centimeters above the floor. Breathe out slowly down. Breathe in, tight your abdominal muscles, raise your both legs, raise your head, raise your both hand, both palms above your knee. Balance this posture through your buttock. Breathe out slowly down. Once more, breathe in, raise your both legs, raise your hands, raise your forehead. Now with normal breathing, maintain this posture up to 20 seconds. Tight your abdominal muscles. Don't lose it throughout the practice. Breathe out slowly down. Now we will do the variation of Naukasana. Bend your right knee, place your right foot above your left thigh. Breathe in, hold the breath inside, raise your left leg up, raise your head, raise your both arm, both palm above your left knee. Breathe out slowly down. Once more, breathe in, raise your left leg up, head up, breathe out slowly down. Now change your legs. Straight your right leg, bend your left knee, place your left foot top of your right thigh. Breathe in, raise your right leg up, head up, breathe out slowly down. Breathe in, hold the breath inside, tight your abdominal muscles. Breathe out slowly down. Release the posture. Release your legs. Now come to sitting posture. Turn towards your left side, come to sitting posture. Nauka Asana, boat pose. This asana stimulates the muscular, digestive, circulatory, nervous and hormonal systems, tones all the organs and removes lethargy. It is especially useful for eliminating nervous tension and bringing about deep relaxation. It is also useful for women preparing for childbearing and may be practiced during the second trimester for pregnancy. Thank you for joining the yoga session. See you next time. Namaste.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk.
Excellent there, Dip. Always a pleasure to participate in your exercises. The boat pose, it tones all the organs and eradicates feelings of lethargy. Another word for lethargy is sleepiness, so that you are agile, you're vibrant, and you're raring to go. You're watching Weekender. We started to talk about surviving on our talents and skills yesterday. Today we continue. A lot of emphasis on success. We went over and above yesterday when we were talking with Professor Bugaje. He emphasized certification. He talked about improving knowledge and skill. Talked about the entrepreneurship bank. He talked about pulling together friends, relatives, colleagues, pulling resources and ideas and talents to form a sort of cooperative. Today, as Francis talks with Rifkatu Issa, an entrepreneur, she focuses on a conducive environment, even for business, for ideas to thrive. The environment ought to be conducive, shouldn't it? Francis, please tell us more.
In a nation where unemployment and underemployment rates remain high, the concept of surviving on talent and skills has gained prominence.
Talents are inherent, they are inborn, they are abilities that are God-given. If you have it, I may not know you really have it because you have doubt, you are unsure of what they are and how you can make use of them. Skills, on the other side, are acquired, and talents and skills are interwoven. If you have the talent and you are not able to know it, through skill acquisition, you'll be able to develop the talent that you have. Some of our musicians, they have the talent. Having known that they know they have that talent, they have developed it. Today we hear their name. Today we hear them sing. Today they have become millionaire.
The place of talent and skills in the era we find ourselves now cannot be overemphasized. Anyone with talent, skill set will always beat somebody that has just a certificate. Because when push comes to shove, these are the things that usually will keep you above the waters until the storm calms down.
Despite the potential benefits, several challenges exist for those seeking to survive on their talents and skills in Nigeria.
Anything you want to talk about boils down on money. Sometimes again, the infrastructure, the environment. If you don't have a conducive environment that will give you that leverage and free atmosphere to really put that into, it also limits you.
The place of also starting small to test the waters, as well as learn the ropes and mistakes, learn through the process, it's also important. So even if you have the fund, I would always advise that start small so that you can test and learn some of these things, fine-tune your processes, your system, and then expand.
In Nigeria, traditional education alone may not guarantee financial stability or personal fulfillment. Many individuals have found that identifying and nurturing their unique talent and skills can open doors for alternative career paths and financial independence. Nigeria has a growing creative and innovative sector that rewards those who can harness their talent and skills effectively.
Like my last son, he just finished service last year in Kaduna and he refused to come back. I said, no job. Where you serve, they are not retaining you. He said, Mommy, don't worry. Do you know what he's into? Shawarma. He has friends that are into master production. So even next week, they are going to have an event. So they collaborate together. You do the shawarma, I will do the masa, the one that will bring you order. And they come, these are youth, these are children.
We can't run away from the support and help of technology. Even though so many people have difficulty embracing it, I would advise that just do it, just embrace it. There's an introduction of AI around now. You and I know that that means a lot of jobs will go off. The platform that technology has offered marketing, it has made marketing so easy. So I sit here in Abuja and I'm able to market to people in the UK, UAE, US, and all that. We can't just run away from it.
To ensure sustainable growth, individuals must continuously develop their skills, seek mentorship, and navigate the complex economic and social landscape with resilience and adaptability.
You need to be intentional to develop your skills. Some people have it, but they've not identified it. If you have it, if you've identified it, build structure and processes into those skills and talents, and you will see how profitable it will be for you. Add character. Please, it's very important, because I would rather go for someone who is sincere and has integrity and then develop the person to become resourceful for my business than go for someone with a skill set but lacks the character.
Surviving on talent and skills in Nigeria is an increasingly viable option for those willing to overcome challenges and seize opportunities. Therefore, Weekend Deal today is captioned, Surviving on Talents and Skills in Nigeria.
Interesting dimensions, I must say. NTA Ogbe brings another dimension to this survival topic. You know, talent or excellent skill sets without character, without work ethics is zero. I was reading somewhere some time back when someone said, the CEO of a conglomerate says he rather employ people without any experience, who understand where he's going, who understand what drives the company, than people who have big experience, but you know, they don't have work ethic. That's another angle to success, because when you survive on your skills and your talents, you're on the road to success. How do you manage it? How do you equip others so they too can succeed and build others? Let us take a trip to Enugu, where we get to meet a graduate of banking and finance who has turned her passion into skill and is now earning profit, making excellent friends from it. She's a fashion designer. Let's get to meet her. Enugu, come on board.
See her. Then the boss is 44. Some short. See my color here.
When they go already bought, just like it's going to have buttons here. And then this.
What made me to go into fashion design is that I have passion for it. Though I read banking and finance, but because of lack of job, I decided to go for what I have passion for.
And this one has weight.
I was sewing for myself at home, and then whenever I put on anything that I make, I notice that people like it.
Then my neighbor has a wedding to attend, and I made a clothes for her for the wedding. So when she wore it to the wedding, and everybody was amazed, so she brought some of them to me, from them to many other people. I now got a shop.
From that one shop now, I have a double shop where I do ready to wear and this one also.
I was using a manual machine, which is this one, and I was saving up small. I sold for customers also ready to wear, because most of my customers and others, they don't really have time to wait for their clothes to be ready. Also, since I'm creative, I can give them something unique. So I saw native. My native is beautiful, and the English also is beautiful. The unique thing about my work is that I don't copy from people. I create my own style. Whenever my customers wear my clothes to anywhere, you see people admiring them, and that's why they are crazy about my work, and I don't disappoint my customer.
She's good. That is just it. And the most important thing, she delivers. Like, if she says she comes to take it today, you'll give it to you today. It's an English wear, but she made it. It looks just like a ready-made English wear. You won't know the difference because of the finishing. She's perfect on her work.
My customers come through referrals, like my customers bring customers. I showcase my designs on social media. Through the social media, people do come to me, and most times they don't even believe I'm the one making the clothes and all that. But when they come, they see that I'm the one making them. So social media is helping me a lot. Honestly, fashion business is lucrative, but it's capital intensive. Very neat. I've trained up to 32 people, and some have opened their own, then some are abroad now, and they're really doing well. And I still have some people that I'm still training now. My advice to the youth, anybody that is watching me, is that go for what you want, and then be serious in it. Don't be distracted. At the end, you will smile.
Interesting, isn't it? Do not, earlier on I told you what Robert said. He says the fear of losing should not go over your excitement to win. And winning in this case, talking about success. But you must be willing to start small. And that's how we get to meet our first guest today. He's Ajogo James Udalo. He is a designer of very exciting proportions. He is renowned nationwide and has been creating exciting designs for only men, for over 2 decades, in fact, nearing 3 decades. I want him to tell us today, what is it with women? After all, you are married, you have a lovely wife and lovely children and sisters too. So why are you not making clothes for ladies? Welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you, Thelma. I appreciate the invite. And
It's
good to be here.
great to have you here.
Same here.
And you're looking bespoke, man.
You have
It
to sell your
works.
market.
It works. I mean, you understand the assignment today. Exciting. Like, you look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Obviously, this is a design from your bespoke brand.
Yes, it is. Resurrection Clothing.
Amazing. Resurrection. Okay. That has a story on its own. I know this is a journey.
Yes, it does have a story on its own. But like you said, it's a journey. So
It's a journey that is still in process. Jay, why don't you make clothes for ladies? Let me start from there.
okay. The truth of the matter is, at a point in time, I did. But as I started scaling up, I had to choose between the ease and simplicity of dealing with men and the complexity of dealing with women. And it was a no-brainer. So I just picked the lower hanging fruit, so to speak, and I ran with it. And I can't say I've regretted it since then.
No. Please, please. Complexities, this lovely female folk, is it complexity in their mannerisms or complexity in the styles and designs? Sometimes it can be over the top, we know.
Not necessarily. It's just the challenge of having to, we're talking about skills. You can't do everything alone, so you need to build systems. Part of building those systems involves you getting other people who will be part of the system to deliver various aspects that are necessary for satisfying the client.
Okay.
I find out that it's actually a lot more easier to get personnel for men's wear than women's wear. And of course, the complexities of what women want also contributes to the challenge. Even for me, even after so many years, I don't claim to know it all. My clients will come in and they point out flaws or issues or observations, and I take it back home and review it. And if there is a valid point, I add it and
You
keep
take what they are
improving.
saying into consideration.
Very well.
Amazing. Yesterday, we were talking with Professor Bugaji.
Yes.
You know, he's the secretary of National Board for Technical Education. He was talking about that. So over the years, we have placed a lot of emphasis on degrees rather than skill. He's not saying discountenance the degrees because they have a place, but don't put that over and above skill sets, especially entrepreneurial skills that can become profitable. Tell us about that.
If you want to base your success and livelihood off the degree or the qualifications and you do not apply, you are definitely not going to make headway. So there is a need for you, if you discover that you do have a talent or a skill, to explore it. The white collar job space is finite, but the job space or the space for skill sets is actually infinite because there are so many people that need services. So if you continue honing and improving your skills, excelling, once you've gotten your basic qualifications, you can actually begin to opt for other qualifications that improve your skill set.
Upskill.
Upskill. You can upskill.
Definitely, you must have been doing that.
I do that a
For
lot.
25 years, you are not where you started, most definitely.
I do that a lot, yes. Very true, Thelma. I do.
Nowadays, we have many young people who are good at thing. Perhaps they've been to school or not, but they have skills. They've honed their talents. They've gotten certified, got some skills. They are facing immense challenges with getting the requisite capital for takeoff. Professor Bugaji made some suggestions, but I want to hear from you. Taking off 25 years ago, people taking off now, you know, it's a whole different ballgame. The amount required is something else. Different ballparks totally. But tell us about what you know in your industry, setting up, building an enterprise.
So let me put it this way. Not everybody will have the privilege of access to sufficient capital. You will always source from friends, family, but there are some people whose friends and families can literally bankroll them. Not everybody has that privilege. However, even if you did have that kind of privilege, it's not a guarantee that you will succeed. I've actually been taken to a warehouse that was moribund, and I saw machines, and the person that it was established for had no interest whatsoever in utilizing the capital that had been invested. So for someone who doesn't have that, what you want to concentrate on is, what value can I offer? My story is basically about offering value that people wanted. Once you offer value that people want, and it even gets to the point that people need it, the cash flow will just automatically
the sky
go
is
up.
your takeoff point.
True.
So are you telling us that people can start where they are?
Start
with
where you
what
are,
they have.
with what you have.
You can start small, you can move fast.
Start.
Okay. In Calabar, some call it Cali City. There's talk about music, entertainment. Songwriting is one skill. Performing is another skill. And sometimes these two skills are not requisite or positioned in one person. That's talking about multi-talented industry. Perhaps Calabar will share more of what their research has thrust up. Let's go to Cross River State.
Talent can be described as the natural ability to learn something quickly. It is also a natural capacity that lies within the individual and can be developed with practice and instruction. While on the other hand, skill is the ability to go through learning and training. Many believe that a certain level of talent to skill is necessary for creating a successful music career. Also, it is important to develop skill as expressed by these artists.
In terms of writing music and singing itself, for me, there are two different things. You can be a writer, but then you don't have to sing. You might not have the skill to actually sing. You might not have the vocal prowess to actually sing, but you can be a very skilled songwriter. And that's why we have some of these major artists have their songs written by, so even the great Michael Jackson had some of his songs written by someone else, but then he has the skill and talent to put them out there on stage. And that's why we have some songs that say written by and performed by someone else and all of that.
If you do not put a proper written song down, you cannot get a rhythm of a particular song properly. So you have to arrange your song in a normal format. It has the solfa notations you also have to apply in writing your music. But there are some musicians that are very good, but they find it so difficult in writing music. So that's why some are gifted in writing, some are gifted in also presenting the song in the studio vocabulary, and also some other things. That's what I want you to understand.
Be a songwriter, producer and performer. It requires expression, style, lyrics and passion. Like Jonathan Asia, fondly called Johnny Cage, shares his experience on where he draws his inspiration.
I like listening to music right from my birth. I think my father had a radio in those days. He used to play some songs, and sometimes I used to feel like, when I grow older, I don't want to be a doctor, I don't want to be a pilot, but I'll see what I can do when it comes to music. Though they did not want me to be a musician, but sometimes your talent speaks.
Developing musical skills and improving your talent requires dedication and time. Today, with advanced technology, songwriters, producers, and musicians are smiling in terms of productions and sales of their pieces at their comfort zones without so much stress.
Technology has helped us a great deal. Right now, you can sit at the comfort of your bedroom or your parlor, and then you send your music all over the world. People all over the world are streaming your music on different platforms.
Some years ago, I was actually thinking of how I'll make money from my music. Those days, you pay DJs to play your songs. They play your songs. Sometimes they pirate your music and you won't have anything in return. But today, we sell our music online. We have streams. We have videos. And I won't lie to you, I'm not doing any other thing apart from music. I can comfortably say I feed myself very well. I get my money through shows, and I have a house of my own. I pay my bills. I own a car also. So it's all about music.
To create meaningful music, practice and instructions are essential, but not without ages.
Cali City, always exciting to touch down there in Cross River, where we see vibrant in entertainment and people, they are always excited. Well, our guest is still here, Bespoke Resurrection, and is representing. We saw it from the get-go. I mean, just look at this. If this is not fashionable, I don't know what is. But I would have liked it, if it was making clothes for ladies. But that'll be talk for another day.
Yes.
While Calabar, while their feature was going on, we're talking about what makes for a successful person. We have come to learn that it is good to be skilled, or to turn your passion to a skill, or to build it.
Yes.
And then to upskill as you go,
Yes.
getting more ideas, getting more certifications to grow your dimensions, okay, and your ideas. From there, we've also learned that you can start to earn from it.
You can.
Many people want to be successful. That's why they start a business. But not everybody who is earning money from their business or skill will be successful. What limits them?
The term success is relative. So everybody defines success for themselves. If your definition of success, you are not achieving it, then you will definitely feel dissatisfied. Someone on the outside looking at you will be wondering why you feel you're not successful. However, once you've set the mark that this is what success is, then all you need to do is just keep striving for it. You can never succeed if you stop. You must keep going, and you must keep believing that what I have started, what I'm offering, people need it, people want it, they'll patronize me, and from that, I will be able to achieve the goals that I have set for myself. Whether you're an owner of business, whether you work in a business, because success for everybody in the whole system means different things.
It means different things, but there are some parameters that will not change.
Yes. So some of these parameters are the ability to pay your bills. It's usually the first level. Pay your bills. So whatever it is that you're doing, let it pay your bills. Then you now move on to the aspirational aspect. Oh, I'd like to be able to acquire material things. I'd like to be able to cover the expenses of relatives and some friends, you know. But all these things come in stages. I always talk to my staff and I tell them that even God himself doesn't do things like that. He gives you a seed, you plant it, it grows organically. There's no way you can plant a seed today and wake up tomorrow and say, why is there no tree here? I want to eat fruits. It doesn't happen. So people need to learn to be patient.
Interesting.
They need to learn to be
Pogaje
patient.
mentioned that yesterday. Amazing.
Yes. Patience.
He said perseverance is also very key.
Very key. Because there are times that you may feel that, wow, am I really doing the right thing? I remember when I started out, at some points in time, I was struggling to even pay my rent. I was having, gaps. And
what kept you going?
Just conviction. I knew that I had something that people needed, and I just kept going on. And right now, I don't have to worry about paying rent.
Okay, thankfully. You stuck there.
You must stick
because
there.
you knew that you had a brand, that you had something that people needed in Lagos, the Center for Excellence. We want to thank you.
Thank you, Thelma. It's been a pleasure.
Amazing talking with you. Ajogu James Udalo, AJ for short.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to enlighten Nigerians, business people who are intent on surviving with their skills and their talents.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And keep building this interesting and vibrant legacy, Resurrection brand.
Thank you.
Great. You're watching Weekend Deal. Another break beckons. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Weekend Deal. You're watching Weekend Deal. I was so enamored by my next guest that perhaps I got carried away with the conversation, and I tell you, it's going to be mind-blowing when eventually you get to meet her. But for now, we're going to Kanu. Some young enterprising man is going to share his life story with us. He's been on a very interesting journey, and like our last guest just said, giving up, quitting is never an option. Kanu, come on board, please.
The Nigerian employment market is changing rapidly, with heavy reliance now on talents and skills. Some of the more prominent ones are bricklaying and tiling, especially with the boom in the building industry and modernization of same. Sadi Musa is a bricklayer engaged in the business of building. We caught him at site in the process of doing his business. He gave us a background on how he learned the skill and how he applies it.
I started this work 20 to 25 years ago. I started odd jobs where I met my mentor. He is late now. He took me under his wing, and I started as a laborer, where you mix cement and give bricklayer to lay blocks. I decided since I am earning from this occupation, I should learn it, so that as I am working for my boss, others will work for me also. I put my mind to it and learn the skills up to where I am today. We are still benefiting from it.
Another aspect in building is convenience and beautification of the properties. Tiling is one of such, and a specialized skill at that. Abubakar Adamu, a tailor, educates us on how he learned his skill and how he applies it.
To yadda dai muka koyi aikin sa tile, ka san abu in ka sa shi a ranka kana so ka koya.
We learn tiling work by having interest and putting our minds to it. While learning, there are challenges. Your boss will give you tasks. One will do them if he wants to learn the operation. Our choice was to learn the skills and not how much money you will make. I did not inherit the skills, but I liked the work and I wanted to learn. In the first place, you will be taught how to measure meters. To measure tiles, if you measure 10 meters, you will make it 11 to 12 meters. Some tiles are not up to a meter. Also, some are already broken in the cutter. I have been up to 10 years in this profession. I mentored many.
Degrees are important, but so are skills and talents. They allow you to interpret and manifest what your education has taught you.
Degrees are important, but so are skills. And yesterday, when we were talking to Professor Bugaje, he said it's not discountenancing the importance of your degree, but you must know that there are other things beyond that, like skilling and upskilling. It's time to meet our next guest. She is Princess Zara Mustafa Audu, the CEO, Constructors Guild Limited. In fact, she's a serial entrepreneur. Let's get to meet her. Okay, she right here. Let's get to meet her and welcome her to Weekend Deal. Great to have you with us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's amazing to share my birthday with you today.
Amazing.
So
you didn't let me tell you the happy birthday. I've been told. I was getting there.
Thank
happy
you,
birthday,
thank
Princess
you,
Zara.
thank you, thank
amazing.
you very much.
What would you be doing to mark this amazing day?
Very low key, friends, family, and then obviously reaching out. I always reach out every birthday, so, and I feel like that's more in my way of giving back. But yeah, we'll keep it low key, obviously reflecting on what's going on in our nation as a whole. So yes.
Amazing. When we got to see your profile, the word philanthropy came up. We also saw serial entrepreneur.
That's right.
And we're talking about people starting one business, and we're getting to meet somebody who is a serial entrepreneur.
Right.
That means you're doing it over and over again. Tell me, what drives you?
I think for me, I actually started doing stuff from a very young age. I schooled in the UK, and it's normal, from even when you're in secondary school, they send you out for work placement. And when you go for work placements, you get to experience new things, you get to pick up new skills. And for me, when I did my work placement, I actually went to go and work in a bank with the HSBC. And that was the first time.
How old were you then?
I think I was about 15, just before I finished my my GCSEs. Yes, exactly. So the first skill I picked up was sales and marketing, and that transformed my life forever, because it exposed me to understand that how you can succeed in anything if you're able to express yourself, if you're able to communicate properly, if you're able to express your product, to showcase your product, if you're able to convince somebody else that what you have is worthwhile, then you can succeed at anything.
So marketing is a skill that every business needs.
It's the foundation of everything. Sales and marketing, understanding how to, get somebody interested, understanding how to present your product, because every business can be successful. The reason why I say this is, you see everything that everyone wants to do. Somebody is doing it and is succeeding at it. It's just the style at which they're doing it at. Everybody's doing it differently. So what one person may succeed at, another person may not. And I think what differentiates this is their ability to present the product properly, and that's simply sales and marketing. So
sometimes
that
the
was the
quality of what
foundation
you're
for me.
presenting is also important.
Well, that's also packaging. Sometimes people's ability to make you believe one product is better than the other is all that it takes. It's not necessarily better. You know, it's just that they've presented it in a better way. They've convinced you that what they have is a better product than the other. So it's still sales and marketing. You know, one of the very first businesses I had, and it ended up being like the best in Abuja for a very long time. And I did like all the major contractors, like this really major construction firms. When I came in, I saw there were a lot of high-rise buildings, but there was no cleaning solution whatsoever. And I said to myself, what if somebody actually, no, not the regular, what if somebody actually brought in the right equipment? So we had like the high-rise window cleaning equipment and this and that. And we brought all of that in, and then we became like one of the major firms with doing all the like post-construction cleaning for like Cetraco and etc. I did that for a very long time.
Like how many
Made
years?
a lot of money. You know, at one point I was making, this is like when Naira was still Naira, I was making like 15 million a month from that, and nobody believed it was possible to do that. I had retainerships, I had
But
new
you must have
contracts coming in.
invested some capital, because in our conversations across board, what we find that many young people are challenged with is resource to take off. And I suspect that for you, that wasn't such a big challenge. But you answered that when we came back. We're going to Jos now, where there's a software young man there. He's talking about when he was young, he and his sister enjoyed some cartoons that inspired him to do something different. And that's why today, Jos is coming on board this conversation. Jos, take it away.
Emmanuel Ambi James is a computer programmer and an ICT specialist who taught himself how to code using online resources and has succeeded in building his software applications.
Self-learning is really a difficult thing without a motivation. And the motivation for me is that, okay, the reason why I'm doing this because I think that's just the sure way for me. Because school too, I think of, okay, after graduating, I'm looking for a job and all that, and how much will I earn at the end of the day? So first, it was passion. Second is the earning. I know that tech is just the gold mine now. So navigating through all this, I started watching videos on YouTube and then subscribing to a few courses on Udemy and all that. But sometimes you feel overwhelmed. You can just close your laptop for like a whole month, but you have to go back because there's something that's motivating you.
He shares his journey into the world of web design and other projects he has worked on.
There are a few projects when it comes to agriculture, security. I think there's another one too. Yes, that's e-commerce. So those are projects that we have that are coming up. So we're still working on them. We're still brainstorming, okay, which other ways, who is doing what we want to do, and how can we do it better? Because the ideas are already there. There's nothing that is new. We're just like building on top of others. So those are the things we're working on. And moving forward, we see ourselves like Nigeria is just like a pilot ground for us. You know, the world is where we want to compete with. So I see us building solutions that are going to tailor to every sector. So long as there's a challenge in that sector, we'll just look at that challenge and then see how we can build something that can fix that. Yeah.
This works has enabled him to solve real-life problems and also to empower himself economically.
I would say yes. Monetizing the application, we successfully reduced the price of learning, because to learn a digital skill is very expensive. You can pay $1,000 for 1 week, 2 weeks boot camp. But we noticed that, okay, now environment, first of all, awareness is the thing. People are not aware of these things. So when you're trying to like encourage them to sign up, they find it difficult to do so. But with this, we have few people who have signed up, and yes, the money is not there yet, but yes, it has helped us to keep, costs running and all that. So monetizing the application, I don't want to go into details because I know that so many people are going to steal my idea. So, but yes, the application is paying. Yes, it's paying. The technologies, yes. I work with React, I work with Nest.js, I work with Node. Though I'm a front end, so can't do the both at the same time, but depending on the project. But Node.js, yes, and then Next.js too. So just basically JavaScript. Okay, I have an e-commerce app that is functioning. It's a clothing line. And then I also have an NGO site too that is functioning, CLDA, maybe you can check it out. Then we have Infinity Gem. We also have one we're working on, Africa Plus and entertainment. That is really a massive thing that when it comes out, people will be wow. Yes, it's a very big app. It's like the gateway to Africa. If you want to know anything about Africa, just come to Africa Plus. So it's still under development, but you can also check it out. It's live online. And then the Infinity Gem, which is currently what we're pushing right now, is also live. And yes, students are already using it. Yeah.
Emmanuel is one of the crop of computer programmers who is determined to change the narratives as it concerns the youth being the leaders of tomorrow.
Emmanuel and Olumide and others who are taking the initiative, who are working smart, like Princess Zara told us earlier, people who can inspire and motivate other people, irrespective of age. I was asking Princess Zara when we were in Jos, I was like, you are a role model, whether you understand the dimensions yet or not, you are. And that word serial entrepreneur is already a statement on its own. People are going to want to look and take notice. What's happening there? Serial, and I can't get one business running. So I asked her, I said, many people now will be asking themselves, how is she able to do it over and over and over again? Is it because you're giving back to society?
Giving back it's a selfish way of feeling good. So I'm not sure that has a lot to do with succeeding, but yes, it's good to give back. I lost my 4th child in America, so I decided to open.
You lost,
yes, I lost. Yes, so I decided to open a maternity home for for pregnant women and young children, and that's probably the only free maternity home in Kogi State. But prior to that, I've always done charity, and I still do a lot of charity. But like I said, it's also sometimes giving back is a way of making you feel good and helping you find
make
comfort.
Others feel very good as well.
Yes, well, most times when you put a smile on someone else's face, you actually also put a smile on your face. So a lot of the times when you see people giving back, I think it's also them trying to help themselves cope with whatever it is they're going through. But when it comes to business, I think the number one principle that has helped me is self-belief. If you're able to succeed in a country like this, you can succeed anywhere in the world. Anywhere,
amazing. If Nigerian has genius and a challenged ability, and you're seeing it right here. This is not advert. This is a real life story. You're seeing it. She started young. She's going. Nothing is stopping her. And nothing is stopping Daya today from showcasing some ingenious designs. Corporate wears, he said. Well, let's see this.
Today on Fashion and Style on Weekend Day, our guest will be giving us fashion idea on corporate ways. Fashion is actually being comfortable in your own style. So you can actually mix match to get to work. For instance, if you have a pair of pant trousers, either in any color of your choice, you have it in blue or black, you can actually pair a black pant trousers with a pink blazer. Like you can pair a black pant trouser with a pink blazer. You can actually pair multiple colors and pair the blue pant trousers with this blazer. You can see the blazer has got multiple colors in it, so you can actually pair this two and you're good to go. You can see the skirt outfits. There are so many of us that don't feel comfortable in wearing pant trousers. You can actually wear things like this because it's a two-piece set, it's comfortable. It mustn't be in this color, it can be in your preferred color, but you can see an outfit like this, it's good for work, it's a corporate wear. And for those of us that love to wear dresses, let's don't leave you guys out. Like, we know there are so many people that love wearing gowns. So you can look at this. This is beautiful. You can wear something like this. You can wear a straight fitted dress depending on the style. In some organizations, you can wear a dress to work on Friday. You can freestyle, like anything that you'll be comfortable with. That's why it's called Fridays. You can just freestyle. And then you can decide to wear a dress like this, an abaya. It's also okay. Any casual dress that can make you feel free, it's okay. That's you being free, yet comfortable in your style.
Amazing. Dayo, what I do know now with these lovely styles, if you get a good fashion designer like James, you know, who makes for men, there are women who make for men and women, you can make most of these things that we get to purchase, okay? So keep the fashion designers busy and help their businesses to grow. We've been talking with Princess Zara. We'll continue our conversation. I know that yesterday, Professor Bugaji said that it's important to get certification. Most of the people that Francis spoke with in his features that set the tone yesterday and today for our various conversations also talked about incorporating skills, learning skills into the school's curriculum. Absolutely. And beyond learning the skills, let them also learn how to earn from it. Now, when they're not earning, it's just a hobby. How important is that?
Absolutely. My foundation was great because of my work experience that I started from a very young age. And after that, I just kept always working, and that helped to build me. So incorporating learning skills from a very young age, absolutely right. Even now with my kids, I try and involve them in whatever I'm doing so that they're learning indirectly from a young age, and I want them to see that work ethic. That means that you need to grind, you need to go hard, you need to work hard. You know, like the person who came on before me said, you know, if you plant a seed, right, you have to water it every day. You have to, you know, do what you need to do, expose it to good sunlight, etc., and wait a period of time for it to grow. So it's understanding that too, you know. I think those things are very, very critical. I feel that how it should be mandatory that, you know, kids who are just about to leave secondary school are exposed to some form of work training or work experience or skills acquisition so that they can start to think outside the box. With getting degrees, I'll be honest with you, because of course I have Nigerian parents, it was very important that, you know how it is, finish your first degree, get your master's, etc. You know, that was very important. And I did that before I came back to do my NYSCs in here. But what I feel ultimately is that how in Africa, even according to the International Labour Congress, we have the highest level of, you know, educated people, right? When it comes to PhD holders, etc. But then we also have the highest level of out of work educated. I'm not even talking now, forget about population, because
those who are not educated.
Exactly. So it shows you that it's not just
Life is more than the degrees.
Life is so much more than a degree. Don't be afraid to
be
innovative and go into any industry regardless, you know. So I think we should
even
just
if
push
it's male
ourselves.
dominated.
In fact, most things that are male dominated, that is where the money is.
And that's where the women need to step into.
And that's where the women need to step into.
And that's why we're going on this break now, so we can come back and talk about how women can push and succeed.
Exactly. And we said that together. And succeed. Absolutely.
It's definitely a great time. Yeah, it's a great time indeed, I must tell you. Princess Zara is still here. Earlier, you talked about social media content and creators.
Right. So I was saying earlier on that how regardless of what skill you have, if you don't have enough money to do what you want to do, you can actually just start by showcasing yourself online. You know, you don't know who will identify you, you don't know how much money. Some people will start reaching out to you to become brand ambassadors, etc. You know, now your phone can make you a lot of money. Just by being yourself, you can make money. So try and keep trying. Whatever it is, you know, use what you have to get what you want. I think has to be the approach. During the break, we discussed people failing or not being successful at business. And my take is I've had my fair share of failures at things that I've explored. I wouldn't even call it failure, but I've just gone into things and I've decided that it's not working how I thought it would work, and I move on, not focusing and not worrying about what anybody has to say about it, what anybody thinks about it, but just pushing myself. Be in competition with yourself. Don't get caught up in the race of trying to impress anybody else, because that's one of the unfortunate, you know, trappings out there, and that's something that's very unfortunate with social media. It makes you feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses, or you have to appear
Fake
bigger.
Joneses.
Exactly. So there's no need for that. Everybody is suffering in one way or the other. Even the Dangotes in the world have their own problems. So just focus on you, where you're at and where you want to be, and just keep pushing until you get there, and learn to be happy with where you are. There's something about happiness and contentment and living life in the moment. And you know, positivity, once you put out positive vibes, more positive things come your way. So keep being happy and keep being positive.
Indeed.
And please, above all, keep calling positive things into Nigeria. Stop insulting our country. Keep celebrating our greatness. And let's keep pushing the best foot forward.
Thank you. Princess Zara, it's been amazing chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
Serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, and celebrant. Have an amazing day and year.
And I'm so glad that I shared my birthday with the NTA,
amazing.
You know, my number one passion, Nigerians.
Amen.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Amazing.
And thank you for having me.
Great. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Each Nigerian has genius and unchallenged ability. Princess Zara has emphasized the role of sales and marketing. Professor Bugaji talked about certification. He talked about grouping together friends. He also focused on the entrepreneurship bank. We talked to James. James said work ethic is key. Add some value to any business you are focused on. Your experience is good, but without character or work ethic, you are not teachable and you're of no use to people like him who want to build a brand, who want to build a business. Remember what Robert Kiyosaki said, and I opened with that. Don't let the fear of losing prevent you from getting the excitement of winning, and perseverance, patience, tenacity, focus are qualities you need to win. Everyone can win. Just stay the course, reinvent yourself, upskill. God bless us all and our great country, Nigeria. We'll see you again. Bye-bye for now.